this world championship title in August next year.
Yeah.
You know,
I also
never
think
happy.
that's because you're a humble person, and that's something very good to have. I feel identify what you just said the same way. Now that you say, like, I think about, I see people, these comments, these DMs, or like, people are like, I meet them in person and they're like shaking, and I'm like, dude, relax. I'm like you. I'm like, I'm not, and so. And like,
I mean, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like people just to see me as a normal guy that's a hard worker.
Yeah.
So when they put me on this pedestal, I'm like, it makes me nervous. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, what's up?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you're saying. So let me ask you one thing. From all this, because dude, you have so much experience in fitness. I think you have such a good experience with lifestyle, because you've partied so much, so many festivals, you've competed. So you've gone to the peak of festivals, the peak of competing. So you've done it all, right? So what's the biggest lesson you've learned? So I know it's gonna be hard to say one lesson. Maybe you want to tell me a few. But what's the biggest lesson you've learned of all these years you've been training, partying, competing? What's the biggest lesson?
I would say that slow and steady wins the race. I was never a high achiever growing up. Even when I was a young guy in the gym, I was never one of the top guys. I was never particularly impressive at anything. I was always kind of like average at everything. Yeah. But you know what? I just kept stabbing away. Just never like, quit. Just a little rock and then building a statue, just stabbing away, stabbing away. Years gone by and I'm still just stabbing away. Other people are falling off. Other people are burning out. And I'm just going at my own pace, just stabbing away at my statue. And then by the end of it, like I take a step back, I breathe, I look back and I'm like, holy shit, I have metamorphosized into exactly who I dreamed of becoming. I had dreams of this dude. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding you. I would go to sleep at night and I'd be like dreaming of like, I want to be famous, I want to be popular, I want to be loved, I want to be successful, I want to be confident, I want to look good, I want to feel good, because I never had that growing up. I was a skinny guy. I was an awkward guy. I used to get bullied, I used to get picked on. I didn't have a loud, commanding voice. I couldn't bring it and draw a crowd in. I couldn't do nothing, dude. I couldn't do nothing. And then to have all this now, it's just like, fuck, like even now I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, bro. So my biggest lesson is go at your own pace and enjoy the journey and have balance. So that's the one thing that I feel like a lot of bodybuilders, they don't have the balance. So they're so warped in the life of bodybuilding, they forget to have fun. They forget to have relationships. They forget to put time into their family, their children, their friends, their wives, their girlfriends. And that's why they're seen, most of them, as outcasts of society. That's why most people, sorry if I get hate for this from the bodybuilders, you guys can come at me, I don't give a fuck. But it is what it is. That's why people look to the aesthetic guys that have the balance of the fun, the lifestyle, the party, the gym, the looking good, the feeling good, because that is just more easily reachable than being a fucking IFBB Opens bodybuilder and chasing that and being depressed your whole life.
The thing is that if people, when you speak the truth and you speak facts, if people come at you, it's their problem, it's not yours. Because like I know, being a bodybuilder, like a competitive bodybuilder, I'm not a bodybuilder. Like being a competitive bodybuilder is a selfish sport. It's all about you.
Extremely selfish.
It's all about you. It is not nothing else than you. So it's, if you want to be the best at that, it's only you. So like I realized also when I was competing, because I did 2 competitions, like years ago. When I met my wife like 6 years ago, I did my last competition. Actually, it was a WBFF. It was in LA.
There you go.
So,
how'd you go, by the way?
So,
did you enjoy it? Did you like it?
I enjoyed.
Talk to me.
Okay, so I'm a very competitive person. Like I will compete, I will compete with a kid for. I'm super competitive. I've always been very competitive, and so what I loved about competing was that, like, the journey towards the day. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy the posing. I hated the posing. I did it the last day. I should have, I loved the journey, the pain. The training, it's dieting. So hard to accomplish, and like, I like the challenge, So I'm like, no motherfucker's gonna, like, if I need to, I'll eat that for like 12 weeks straight. Like, I would not touch, I'm like super like competitive in that sense. So I love that. I like the stage, I just didn't like, that, sometimes the decisions are not fair, whatever. I don't want to like go in that, but like I love the competitiveness. Also, you say in English camaraderie, or like the
camaraderie.
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
You usually make really good friends in
Yeah,
stage.
of course.
I make good friends.
Some of my best mates I've met are through competitive bodybuilding on the stage.
Yeah. I met a really good friend, so Jackson. Like maybe he's hearing. I met him in that.
Jackson Johnson.
Yeah.
I know him. Yeah, good guy.
It's a mad cunt. Oh,
very nice guy. Yeah.
When I came to US, dude, I will call cunts to everyone. Like I would be like, "You're a mad cunt. You're a sick cunt."
Oh yeah, that would have ended well.
Dude, don't get so mad.
That's an Aussie thing.
Yeah,
That's
I know. I'm like, yo, I'm actually telling you, like, you're like a super cool guy. He's like, no, fuck. So I stopped saying that. Yeah. I stopped saying that. But anyways, and then I met my now that's wife, But I was like, literally, she was like, if you keep doing this, I'm just gonna leave you. Because and I studied
because you're too warped in your own mind.
And I really loved her from the day one, and I saw it the first time in my life where I saw like, damn, it's right. It's only about me. I'm not taking her dinner. I'm not doing anything. I don't care about it. So that's what made me change my mindset, and that's what made me more like focus on, my life and stuff, and just stop
to have more balance,
stop competing, having more balance. But
and you seem happier for it. You know what I mean?
So I'm happy. At the end of the day, I'm not saying you don't have to compete. You have to.
Everyone's got their different. Everyone's got their different goals, man.
Different goals.
You know what I mean? And everyone has their own path.
Whatever you want to achieve in life, sometimes people say, so what is success? No, success is not X. Success is different for you. It's different for me. Like for you, success now is being world champion WBF. That's your goal right
whereas
now.
Most other people,
I would not even taste that even if you paid me. It's just different.
Exactly.
Success is different for
whereas
every people.
You might look to me and be like, dude, you're already successful. You've got this thing. You've built this fucking legacy. Like you are successful. And to me, I'm like, I will feel successful when I hit the world championship WPF fitness model, like the best in the world in that federation.
And the important thing is how you feel about yourself.
Oh yeah,
like your subconscious, like what you actually think about yourself is the most important thing. Have you not met a guy that's like super skinny and he thinks he's like, he's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like he's king shit, yeah.
The motherfucker walks like he's the biggest guy in the world.
They walk with fucking ILS syndrome. You know what ILS syndrome is?
No.
Invisible lat syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way.
I'm like, bro, do you even fucking lift?
Yeah,
like,
whatever
put your
you
fucking
think
arms
about
down,
yourself,
punk.
whatever you think about actually yourself, that's what truly matters, man.
Yeah, like in my world, I think I'm the fucking world's biggest fucking sick cunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
To anyone else, they might think I'm a sad cunt, a fucking faggot. Like, you might censor that word. And anything else. But, in my reality, in my fucking world, I'm the fucking biggest sick cunt. Everyone else is just a part of my movie.
Yeah, and the thing is that people think that is bad. People think that because you think you're a sick cunt, because you think you're like, people maybe don't understand the word sick cunt. They think
it's
best.
arrogance.
Yeah, they think it's
or, things like that. But it's confidence, dude.
It's confidence.
But a lot of people mistake arrogance with confidence. And you know what? There is a fine line.
Yeah.
Like if you have arrogance here, you have confidence here.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm treading on a very slippery slope. But I feel like, look, listen, I have the shit to back up my fucking confidence. I have done a whole bunch of things in this industry for my name, for my brother's name, for his legacy, for my own legacy, to be able to speak the way I speak. You know what I mean? So if people want to fucking call it for arrogance, then bro, like that sounds like a them problem, not a me problem. You know what I'm saying?
No one can tell you anything if they haven't done it better than you. That's what one thing in life.
People, the first people who are quick to talk are usually the ones below you.
Of course, always.
Because people above you or on your level, they're just going to be like,
but in the end, they just say
they're
that because
compliment you.
They are hurt that they didn't have the balls or the consistency to do what you've done. So they try, how
to bring you down, crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, you know how they work. They try to hit your weak point.
Yeah,
but motherfucker, when you don't have a weak point, you can't hit shit.
And not only that, it's like, motherfucker, like if cunts want to like talk shit, I've heard everything under the sun. Yeah. It's gotten to a point now when I have such thick skin. Yeah. And you know what? I want to thank the haters. I want to thank you, motherfuckers. Because if it wasn't for you fucking toy ass faggots, I wouldn't be the fucking man I am today. I wouldn't. That pressure made me fucking rise up. Yeah. I could have either risen up or crumbled.
I always
one
say,
or the other.
If you don't have haters, you're not doing good.
Yeah. So you gotta sometimes you gotta thank the haters.
Yeah. 100%.
Because they're the ones who point out your flaws and then you work on them.
Yeah.
My haters, dude, you know what they would say?
What?
This dude needs to train legs. He has no legs. This dude has no back. This dude can't pose.
No,
So you
but
know
it's
what I
fine.
did?
Yeah.
I went home. I got my notepad, my pen and paper. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
motherfucker. I wrote everything I needed to fix.
Yeah,
I'm not even fucking
Sometimes
kidding
it's
you.
because they
I'm not even joking.
They point your weak points and you work on them.
Yeah, because you don't want yes men in your life. Like, yes, you know, Janos, this is good. Yes, Janos, this is good. Yes, do more of that. Yes, everything you're saying is right. You don't want yes men. You want some criticism, because criticism is what helps you to grow. It just depends on how you take it. If you take it on the chin, or if you're like, oh, this guy fucking called me fucking skinny, and you get all upset. So it all depends on how you're perceptive to criticism.
If you want to be successful, you have to be always willing to learn. You have to be always a student. So, as you said, you took criticism to learn, and that's why you become who you are, because you've got better your weak points. You know, that's very important. You always have to like I always say, like, you know how you know who's a real friend? First of all, real friends, they're happy when you are successful.
They're happy for your success. They cheer when you cheer.
Which is weird. First of all, if you guys, so listen to this. If you guys want to know who is actually really your friend, which is going to be very, very few. I can count my friends with like my fingers. Like, people think they have so many friends. That's not true. Just wait till you start being successful.
Oh, yes.
And be how many are actually really happy for you.
Brother, when you speak that, bro, it rings volumes. Like, I had so many close friends of mine. You know what I mean? I had the Aesthetics crew. You would have heard of them.
Yeah, of course, man.
Me and Aziz and all the boys and all those guys, they all fucking fell off the face of the earth. They all either became fucking drug dealers, drug addicts. And I don't care if they're watching this. You faggots can watch it all you want. You know what I mean? And half of them, you know, when they started seeing me do well, seeing that I'm, you know, cleaning up my act and just doing better for myself.
They were not happy.
It's not that they weren't happy. They kind of a little bit were, but little things started to change. The way they would look at me, the way they would talk to me, the way they would see me, the way they would try put me down with their little snide remarks and comments in front of groups of people, in front of girls, and just little things slowly building over time. I can sense the envy and the jealousy that would encapsulate and ensue from the success, you know. And at that point, I wasn't even successful in my eyes. Maybe in their eyes, they're like, oh shit, he's doing something like, I wish I can have a clothing line and make money and not go to work, do 9 to 5. I wish I could be a competitive bodybuilder and become a pro fitness model, you know what I mean? But these things weren't big things for me. This is just me being me, man. Me following my path. But to them, they couldn't do it, or they didn't have the balls to do it. So they started acting differently towards me. And then the better I started doing, the more they started resenting me. You know, a lot of them weren't coming to my shows, weren't, you know, just, you could just feel it. It's, I think you know what I mean. You could just,
dude, 100%. It's all,
you feel it, man.
It's, look,
and we ain't stupid people.
I'm sure you've got so many backstabs. Like, for me, I've got so many backstabs of friends, or like, for example, like, I used to think this guy was like a very, very, very good friend of mine, right? But when I met him, let's say in like, you know, he was doing way better than me, right? And I was here, and like, you know, I just literally step up the game very fast in a few years. And I remember, for example, when I bought my first Lambo, like, I was so excited doing it, and I didn't tell him anything, and I just bought the first person I went to show it was him, right?
How was his face?
Exactly, dude.
How was his face? His eyes?
I just literally bought it. I parked it beside at this time he had another supercar, right? So I parked it behind his supercar, and then he pulls out, and I had my old car beside. You know, it was a Corvette, so he thought it was. He never thought it was my car, right? So then he was like, "Oh, who's this? Who's this car? Who's this car?" It was, by that time, it was a way better car than him, right? Then when it's my car. He was like, dude, the face, like he was not happy, like. I was like, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? That would have hurt.
And you know what's the funny thing? That my wife would tell me like years ago, I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy. You know what I'm saying?
The same thing happened with a fucking former best friend of mine, but
and I would never listen to my wife. I don't have one. He was like, go, but I don't like that guy.
My parents.
And my parents too, dude.
My parents were like, 10 years, I had this friend for 10 years, and my parents were like, we don't like this guy.
Dude,
you can't trust him. He's you know, he's untrustworthy, he's sneaky, he's not good for you, he's a bad influence, like he's not genuine. And I never believed it. I never saw it.
Your parents really want the best for you.
Of course,
like,
your
really
parents want the
best from you.
You think your parents are going to tell you things that aren't true?
Yeah.
Hell no. They have way more experience than you and me.
So that's number one.
Listen to your parents' kids.
Yeah. But not for everything, though.
Not for everything.
Not for everything, because your parents really want the best for you, but you know what's the problem? Sometimes, as they really want the best for you, for example, my parents, right?
They take the safety route.
Yeah, exactly. So my parents, when I told them I studied journalism, I quit last year.
They would have gone crazy.
Yeah, university. So I quit last year. So I quit because I was gonna pursue fitness. So my brother's like, "You stupid! Fitness is never gonna it's not gonna give you enough money to live." I'm like, "Okay, okay."
How good do you feel now?
Right.
How good do you feel now?
How
good do you feel now? You fucking
now
did
my
it,
parents
brother.
work for me, dude. You know, but no, they're like, "Hey." You know, they admit it, but like at that time they could not see
the
it was
vision.
possible.
See the vision.
So sometimes I always say you gotta have your own opinion, right? But with these things, like, you know, with people,
Judgment
I
of
agree,
character.
yeah. And also, like, second main thing, how you can see if a friend is a real friend. You know, real friends, they will talk shit to your face. They will tell you, "Motherfucker, you're doing this wrong. You're doing this wrong. You gotta level up on this." And when they're on your back, they will put you in a pedestal.
Good things. They'll only say good things. Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
fake friends in your face will be like, "Yo, you're so good. You do this so good." They'll only tell you the good things in your face,
Oh yeah.
and in your back they'll speak bad about you.
Yep.
Darkness calls.